In the world of football, very few players make their debut before turning 16. Even fewer become the talk of the entire footballing world at such a young age. But Lamine Yamal? His story is on a whole different level. It's a tale of prodigious talent, breathtaking skill, and a journey that seems destined for greatness. This is the story of how a young boy from a humble background is rewriting the history books and becoming the new hope for one of the world's biggest clubs. Born on July 13, 2007 in Esplugues de Llobregat, a town near Barcelona, Lamine Yamal Nasraoui Abana grew up in a simple, multicultural family. His father is Moroccan, and his mother is from Equatorial Guinea. He spent most of his childhood in Mataro and Rocafonda, neighborhoods known more for their working-class grit than for producing footballing superstars. But from the very first moment Lamine touched a football, it was clear to everyone around him that this kid was special. He wasn't just playing, he was communicating with the ball. It was an extension of his body, an accomplice in his childhood games. Friends and family recall how he would spend countless hours on the local concrete pitches, dribbling past kids much older and bigger than him, his feet moving with a speed and grace that defied his age. It wasn't just talent. It was an innate, raw passion for the game. This wasn't a hobby, it was a calling. The football world just didn't know it yet. It's said that true talent can't be hidden for long. And in a football-obsessed city like Barcelona, that's especially true. Word of a gifted young boy playing in the local parks quickly reached the ears of FC, Barcelona's legendary scouting network. The club's scouts are trained to spot potential, to see the spark that could one day ignite into a roaring flame. When they went to watch Lamine play, it wasn't just a spark they saw. It was a full-blown inferno. They immediately knew they had found a gem, a diamond in the rough. At just 7 years old, Lamine was invited to join La Masia, Barcelona's famed youth academy, a place that has produced legends like Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta. Stepping into La Masia is like entering a temple of football. The pressure is immense, and the competition is fierce. Many talented youngsters have faltered under the weight of expectation, but not Lamine. From his first day, he didn't just fit in, he stood out. Coaches were stunned. Here was a kid, years younger than most in his group, who played with the intelligence and maturity of a seasoned professional. His technique was flawless, his decision-making was sharp, and his creativity was boundless. He could play on the right wing, as a central attacker, or as an attacking midfielder. Displaying a versatility that was rare for his age, teammates and coaches alike were left in awe. They nicknamed him Mini Messi, a heavy label to carry, but one that seemed to fit perfectly. He wasn't just another promising talent. He was a phenomenon, a force of nature tearing through the youth ranks at an unprecedented speed. The early 2020s were a challenging period for FC Barcelona. Financial difficulties, the departure of key players, and inconsistent performances had cast a shadow over the club. The Blaugrana were in a period of transition, desperately searching for a new hero, a new source of inspiration. In the midst of this uncertainty, a new name began to echo through the corridors of the Ciutat Esportiva, Joan Gamper, Lamine. His performances in the youth teams were so extraordinary that they couldn't be ignored. First-team manager Xavi Hernandez, a product of La Masia himself, has a keen eye for homegrown talent. He saw something different in Lamine: fearlessness, a spark of genius that reminded him of the club's golden era. Xavi began inviting the teenager to train with the senior squad. At just 15 years, 9 months, and 16 days old, Lamine was called up for a LaLiga match, an almost unheard-of feat. Xavi didn't just see a player for the future. He saw a player who could make a difference right now. On April 29, 2023, the moment arrived. Lamine stepped onto the Camp Nou pitch, becoming the youngest player ever to debut for Barcelona's first team. A new era had begun. When Lamine made his debut, fans were curious but also cautious. They had seen many young talents hyped up before. But what they witnessed that day, and in the games that followed, blew away all expectations. This wasn't a timid teenager overwhelmed by the big stage. This was a player brimming with confidence, taking on experienced defenders without a hint of fear. His explosive speed, his mesmerizing dribbling, his ability to cut inside from the right wing onto his stronger left foot, it was a sight to behold. He played with a swagger and a joy that was infectious. His football IQ was off the charts. He knew exactly when to pass, when to shoot, and when to take on his man. It was as if a player with a decade of top-level experience had been transplanted into the body of a 16-year-old. The Camp Nou crowd, hungry for a new idol, had found one. With every touch, every dribble, every creative pass, a roar of excitement would erupt from the stands. He was a breath of fresh air, a symbol of hope for a brighter future. Once he broke into the first team, Lamine didn't just participate. He dominated, and with domination came the shattering of records. The record books were being rewritten almost every time he stepped onto the field. Youngest player to debut for Barcelona? Check. Then, he became the youngest player to start a LaLiga match for the club in the 21st century. Check. Youngest. Player to provide an assist in LaLiga history. Check. The records kept tumbling. He became the youngest ever goal scorer for the Spanish national team. Then, the youngest ever goal scorer in LaLiga history. Youngest player to start a Champions League match. Youngest goal scorer in the Spanish Super Cup. The list goes on and on. Each record is a testament not just to his talent, but to the incredible trust his coaches have placed in him. He isn't just a part of the team. He is quickly becoming one of its most important and decisive players, all before he can even legally drive a car in Spain. So what does the future hold for Lamine Yamal? The expectations are sky high, and the pressure is immense. The question on everyone's mind is, will he become the next global superstar? A player who defines an entire generation? Can he carry the weight of the iconic Barcelona number 10 jersey one day? Will he be the catalyst that brings Barcelona back to the pinnacle of European football? Only time will provide the definitive answers. The path of a young prodigy is never easy. It's filled with challenges, scrutiny, and the risk of burnout. But everything we've seen so far suggests that Lamine Yamal has the talent, the mentality, and the support system to navigate that path successfully. His journey is just beginning, but one thing is certain. A new star is rising in the footballing galaxy, and his light is shining brighter with every game. The world is watching, and it's impossible to look away. Thanks for watching our deep dive into the incredible rise of Lamine Yamal. If you enjoyed this story and want to see more content about the future stars of football, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Who do you think is the next big thing in football? Let us know in the comments below. See you in the next video.